So today, we have a nice relaxing day. We have a series of presentations, and then we have lunch, which should begin just around about 2:30. And after lunch, we kindly ask everybody, from government especially, to walk around, come and meet some of the exhibitors and partners who are here, because it's not possible to organize this event without their important contribution. So I thank all of our partners and sponsors and exhibitors for being here. It does make it a feasible event, so thank you very much. And so please do spend the time after lunch. And then at the end of the day, we have an evening reception sponsored by Adapt IT. The evening reception is out in the gardens of the Movenpick Hotel by the swimming pool, a fairly relaxing day. And then lots of hard work, lots of activity begins tomorrow, but I won't trouble your minds with that now. We'll do an explanation of that tomorrow morning. But I think we should crack on, and I think we should give a warm welcome to our host minister, and also, hope he doesn't mind saying, a good friend, the Honourable Matthew Opoku Prempeh, please.
The Honourable Minister of Communications, who has served as a co-host of this year's Innovation Africa Summit, Honourable Ministers of State from Ghana, and all Honourable Ministers from Sister African countries, Honourable Members of Parliament, Chief Executive Officer, and management from African Brains, heads of visiting delegations, members of the Diplomatic Corps, directors of ministries of education and communication, various heads of the state agencies, friends from media, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to address you this morning at the Innovation Africa Summit 2019 and to welcome you all, especially those of you who have traveled from far. Ghana is famous for its hospitality and warmth of her people, and I am sure you would experience this in the course of your stay here. As you may be aware, the President declared 2019 the year of return to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the first African slaves in northeastern America. The project has resulted in a huge surge of visitors from North America and elsewhere to this country, and we are proud of our Pan-African credentials over these years. Over the years, Ghana has made significant progress in a drive to push education and skills training of her people as an important part in making her a successful, industrialized, confident nation. It goes without saying that education is the shortest distance between poverty and prosperity and deserves the utmost attention of any nation. When the government of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo took over office in January 2017, the landscape of the education sector really looked bleak. Teacher absenteeism hovered around 30%, 45% of our candidates failed in mathematics, only 2% of primary school people were found to be proficient in reading per the early grade assessment test. Only 25% of primary 6 people were proficient in English. There's huge outstanding bills from unpaid teachers' salary allowances, capitation grants, no supply of school textbooks, no supply of uniforms for years. About 100,000 students who passed the basic education certificate and were ready to go to senior high school could not go because of financial reasons. That was about 30% of all our candidates, 15-year-olds, who had passed the state exam, national, international exam for secondary school that could not go. No graduate teacher was recruited for 4 years, and teacher training allowance, a core component of teacher training education in this country for many years, had been abolished for years. There were no conditions of service for teachers for about since 2011, and government had threatened to restore the book and research allowance for university lecturers. It was clear when we assumed office that something had to be done across all levels of education system, and quickly so. For if we were to give our young citizens any hope of a solid future through the inevitable power of quality education. Very, very early, we realized to meaningful quality education meant a modern curriculum, well-motivated professional teacher, highly impactful teaching and learning materials, school leadership and management, and a high aspiration in our school children. We had to tackle all this at once because we didn't believe that we could leave any of these 5 core issues aside. So we started with our Teacher First policy. And under our Teacher First policy, we sought to transform the educational landscape for teachers. We came out with a new curriculum framework and a revised curriculum for teacher training, and introduced a 4-year Bachelor of Education curriculum for pre-service training, replacing the Diploma in Education, which had contributed to the high teacher absenteeism. Accordingly, we upgraded our colleges of education to University College, started a teacher professional exam in the country, started continuous professional development for teachers, and also instituted professional learning days for teachers every week. Currently, our teacher policy is being developed in collaboration with UNESCO, the UNESCO 9-point benchmark. And we believe that we are on the path. As we speak, the conditions of teachers all across board are being revised with the teachers. Also, we had to undertake a comprehensive review of the curriculum because with such stark results, something needed to be done. So we revised our curriculum to a standard-based curriculum that we started implementing from September this year. We've trained 152,000 teachers and supplied them with teacher resource pack to deliver the new curriculum. Ladies and gentlemen, we've also instituted a National Inspectorate Board to lead to impactful school supervision such that teacher absenteeism and real teaching and learning would happen in schools. In 2017, the government also rolled out the free senior high school program to address the financial challenges of access to senior high school I already spoke about. Under this program, secondary enrollment has increased by 43% from an 880,000 in about 2016 to 1.2 million plus in 2019. The transition rate from junior high school to senior high school has increased from 67% in 2016 to 88% in 2018. And to accommodate extra numbers, we have had to embark on the largest infrastructure development across our secondary schools since independence. Under the program, we are supplying core textbooks, exercise books, notebooks. We are providing school uniforms, house cloths, PE kits, free meals for boarding and day students. And to acknowledge the role of teachers in the free senior high school program, government has made funds available for teacher motivation per student per every year. We are currently also reviewing the curriculum of the senior high school. Ladies and gentlemen, the government of President Akufo-Addo recognizes the important role of technical and vocational education and training for industrialization and for the world of work, and as a result, has taken steps to mainstream it and to make it an option of first choice and not the last resort for your young people seeking a career. At present, over 400 public sector TVET institutions scattered over 19 ministries, leading to fragmentations, have all been centralized under the Ministry of Education. These institutions are being aligned for standardization, curriculum improvement, and investment in the equipment and training, and for certification. It will be interesting to know that some of these government institutions have existed for decades without providing any certification for the poor student that goes through. We have created a TVET service to put all these pre-tertiary TVET institutions under, and have embarked on 76 institutions to run competency-based training programs. In addition to that, we have set up a specific university to train teachers for TVET to ensure sustainability of our TVET agenda to promote industrialization and economic development. We are also working as we speak to improve the facilities and also construct new TVET centers to hopefully to inspire the young people to go to such TVET institutions. We are not only building 32 new state-of-the-art TVET institutions, we are improving the facilities and equipment in our technical universities and polytechnics and all the technical institutes in the country, as well as the national vocational and technical institutions across the country. Ghana will continue to invest in our education of our children to make them competitive, skilled global citizens and equip them with the right skills to secure this country's future. That is a legacy we are determined to bequeath to the next generation. Distinguished guests, technology and innovation sit at the center of Africa's transformation agenda. I am happy that we are gathered here to discuss taking this forward. We cannot, however, make any progress without an agenda that has skills development at its core and is financed by us as Africans. The African Union, through the African Development Bank, are operationalizing the African Education Fund to facilitate the skills needed for our industrialization. We all need to mobilize resources to support this endeavor. Ghana has pledged $2 million to the African Education Fund. I call on all of us to show our commitment to the fund to own our industrial and economic transformation. Among other support, the African Education Fund provides for the investment in TVET, STEM, and higher education research and innovation. The fund will facilitate the standardization and accreditation of our innovation and TVET centers across the continent. This will be linked to regional accreditation centers with connection to recognized international bodies, as this would accelerate the growth of innovation in our continent. Ladies and gentlemen, under the Ghana Accountability for Learning Outcomes project, the government seeks to improve the quality of low-performing basic schools and strengthen education sector equity and accountability in Ghana. The project is targeting 10,000 most disadvantaged schools based on examination performance. It will also support the training of teachers, manage class sizes, and improve systems for accountability, national assessments, and teacher management. The project is being funded by the World Bank and the GPE. Now it is time for African countries to accelerate their socio-economic transformation by developing skilled professionals in applied sciences, engineering, and technology. This will enable millions of youth to integrate faster into an increasingly innovative and technological workforce and address the continent's challenges through scientific and technical research and innovation. On average, only 4% of our GDP is spent on research and development in sub-Saharan Africa, compared to the world average of 1.7%. It was in recognition of this critical need to strengthen science and technology capability for the socio-economic development of sub-Saharan Africa that the Partnership for Skills in Applied Sciences, Engineering and Technology, PASSET, was launched in 2013, a collaboration between African governments and the World Bank. In operationalizing the Pan-African Science Fund for the first time, PASSET set objectives and principles of operation, obtained seed money from African government, and instituted a resource mobilization strategy, among others. The fund, known as the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund, has witnessed significant success. I believe PASSET has an important role to play in the future of Africa, and I urge African governments to commit to it and help bring transformation in the lives of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, partnerships and collaborations are the key to the development of our various economies. We in Ghana have benefited from partnerships with key agencies and organizations like Big Win Philanthropy, Jolly Phonics, Matific, Wismart, Lively Minds, Dubai Cares, DFID, USAID, among others. And in all these, it's a Ghana first approach. They exactly buy into what we want to do to transform this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I do look forward to a hugely successful summit and wish to appreciate the decision of the organizers to bring Innovation Africa to Accra this year. I am confident that this summit will stimulate the discussion further on, driving this continent's future forward. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you very much, Minister. A couple of points that the Minister referred to there. PASIT, which was established, I believe, 2013, but also Gallup, which is the Ghana Accountability for Learning Outcomes program with the World Bank. I believe the figure is something of the order of $175 million investment. And you'll hear about both of those. You'll hear about the Gallup program today, after the coffee break before lunch, from the Ghana Education Service.